Very excited to talk to you today. We are in the midst, we are in the we are ramping up. And actually, it's already been running, but we're about to open up theaters full force. Sundance 2024, the film festival to start the year. Film festival director Eugene Hernandez, welcome. Thank you for spending time with us today. Tell me
Thanks for
about
having me.
what's it look like already? What does Sundance look like right now?
Well, right now, your viewers can't see this, but just outside this building, it is a pretty significant snowstorm we're having here in Park City, Utah. I'm sitting inside the Sundance Institute's headquarters here in Park City, and looking out the window behind this camera, I see a lot of snow falling and cars moving very slowly through the roads. Um, so I think we're gonna get this storm out of the way tonight and be ready to watch movies tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, I'm coming in tomorrow, so please tell them to get that out of the way. You
Great.
know what? I like the idea of it. I like the quaintness of it, but the actuality is a little harder to deal with at times. And when I'm on those red carpets talking to the celebrities, I have to say, you know what? Look at these fans. Like these people waited in the snow and they waded through the snow and waited as well to get to your film. Like
Both.
what does that feel like? I mean, they know that that's one of those festivals where people they are overjoyed by the art and the events and everything happening there. So
Well,
what
right now we're just doing a little Hollywood set dressing, getting the snow on the mountains. Just it'll look exactly like the image behind you. A fresh coat of white snow on the mountains, so that it'll be ready for its close up when you arrive tomorrow.
Well, I thank you for that. Let's talk about Sundance this year. What are some of the big bullet points for this year that you've seen, or some things that people can look forward to, whether they are there or maybe going to catch it and stream online as well?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's for your audience to hear this. I'm going to start in a very specific place. Our programming process started months ago. So we're watching movies for most of the year, most of the past year, 2023, to get ready for this first film festival of 2024. Derek, we had more submissions sent to us by filmmakers around the world than ever in the history of this festival. 17,000, almost 17,500 submissions across features, shorts, episodic. So it starts there. We spent the better part of a year, our entire team, watching all of those films. And then we spent the better part of the fall, right before Thanksgiving, meeting to finalize this slate. We've got 90 plus features, 50 plus shorts. And I think that when your audience digs in, you're going to see a selection that really runs the gamut of what's interesting about storytelling and independent storytelling in 2024. We're getting a glimpse of the future. You're getting a glimpse of the future when you arrive here and walk into the theater for the next number of days here in Park City, or for audiences who are in Salt Lake, or for your viewers who will be able to tune in from anywhere in the country to watch films in the second half on our second weekend, starting the 24th, being able to log on anywhere in the country and watch films from Sundance. You're going to get a taste of the future. You're going to see from those 17,000 plus movies that we watched, to winnow it down to this small program of 90 features and 55 shorts. You're going to get a taste of the films that people will be talking about. So you're going to see Kristen Stewart in 2 films. You're going to see movies that explore artificial intelligence. You're going to see documentaries that look at the state of our politics in our country, films that transport you to different parts of the world, stories that maybe you haven't seen before, places you haven't been before, places certainly I haven't been before, but that I've been able to, with my team, travel to in the course of programming this festival. It's it's a humbling and exciting opportunity we have to give you specifically and your viewers the opportunity to get a taste of what's to come in film for 2024.
I absolutely am excited for it. I'm someone who has been going since 2003. It was my first year in Sundance. And I have to say, when it comes to the films there, that they start the races. I was there at the first screening of things like Coda and other films that you never know if some of the things are going to have the legs or when they're going to
Yeah.
release. But you see that awards season comes and you see the love for some of these films, whether it's indie or large format. There's some amazing things there. As I was talking to someone recently, I'm excited for Freaky Tales. I'm excited for The Greatest Night in Pop. Lionel Richie coming down and talking about that. And so there's so many great things to come. Can you tell us a little bit about, this new world now where people can be a part of it digitally and watch it from their own homes? Because this is something kind of fairly new. COVID kind of gave and took from us a little bit, but this is something that kind of gave us, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, first of all, we all watch movies differently today than we did before COVID, right? I mean, already before COVID, think about where we were in 2018, 2019, early part of 2020, before COVID really changed our lives so dramatically. We were already moving to a place where we were starting to watch more movies at home than perhaps we might watch in the theaters. Now, do we give that up entirely? For COVID, during the pandemic, we had to put movie theaters aside for a bit. Now we're starting to see people come back to movie theaters. Look at Barbenheimer this past summer. Look at the movies that have been resonating this past fall. What I think we're hoping to present to audiences at this year's Sundance Film Festival is a week, 10 days here in Utah, navigating the snow, trudging through the ice to get to the parties, to get to the movies, to get to the conversations. And then, as I mentioned earlier, in that second half of the festival, starting the 24th and through the final 4 days of the festival, an opportunity to sample a selection of the program, about maybe 50 to 60 films from the program available around the country. Now there's limited capacity, so if you want to watch some of these films, if you want to watch the same movies that Derek and others are going to be watching here in Park City, got to log on now, buy those tickets, buy those passes, because there's a limited number of seats. It's like another theater. It's like a virtual theater. So just like a real theater has
Tickets are
capacity,
going
this
quick.
virtual
Tickets are
one,
going quick.
tickets are going quick. So grab them, because I think to have an opportunity to get a taste of what's coming up, what's new in movies for the next year from the comfort of your living room is kind of cool, because you get a little sample, you get a little snapshot of what you and all of your colleagues and peers in the press and critics and others are going to be traveling and pounding the pavement watching 5-6 movies a day. To me, it's a great way to get a taste of what's to come.
Now, someone who has come from New York, you're no stranger to cold times and film festivals as
Right.
well. So, what's it like moving from the New York Film Festival down to Park City Way?
For me, it's a very personal thing. It's a very special thing, because this will be my 30th time. This is my 30th time attending the Sundance Film Festival. Certainly my first time being fully in this role. I joined the festival last year, just before the festival was starting. So I really came in, got a chance to get my feet wet, and then the minute last year's festival ended, I'm not joking, we started planning this year's festival that's happening right now. And on a personal note, as I mentioned, like this being my 30th, it's a festival that has shaped me and influenced me and affected me, and it's changed the way I look at the world and filmmaking and storytelling and artistry. These are all really special aspects of this festival to me. So while I've loved the opportunity to be at Lincoln Center leading the New York Film Festival, another festival that had such a special meaning to me, it's really a dream to have this full circle moment in my 30th year coming to this festival, to be in this new seat, to be inviting folks like yourself and people who are traveling from all over the country, from all over the world, frankly, to sit in a theater together, just like we're seeing on screen, to gather together for this limited moment of time. Think about how specific this is. We're all traveling through the snow, through the ice, with our jackets on, with our boots on, to Main Street in Park City to have an experience together. And then we're going to take the memories of what happens here, the conversations we have, the reactions we have to the festival and to the films, and we're going to take that back to wherever we live, and we're getting this taste of what's to come. So these are the movies that we're going to be talking about a year from now. These are the movies that will travel out to the world, and these are the new artists that we're going to be talking about for generations to come. You know, a place that has debuted artists like Christopher Nolan, who we're honoring this year on our opening day, or filmmakers like Ryan Coogler, who we honored last year, who got his start at Sundance. Chloe Zhao, who has a long relationship with this institute that has been nurturing and supporting artists at our labs. So, I mean, these are really, you only get that first impression once, and we're going to give you a lot of really strong first impressions with artists, with films and filmmakers this coming weekend. So I can't wait for you to get here so we can start talking about the movies after you see them, because that's the part I'm looking forward to, is getting your reaction. Like, what's resonating? What do you love? What do you hate? What are you reacting to? Who do you want to learn more from? Who do you want to sit down and talk to?
Right.
That's what we're hoping to.
I'll tell you, right, those conversations are important, because it was a conversation 20 some years ago I had with Robert Redford, who told me and explained to me why documentaries, in his opinion, were the perfect film. And he kind of explained to me that. And so I looked at documentaries differently because of him. And I have such a much more profound love because of that too. So, you know, talking about giving and taking, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this last question, which is, you know, with all these huge amount of submissions too, did the strike affect Sundance in any way, really?
A great question, Derek. I mean, in truth, you know, we don't know what we didn't see, right? So there could be all these movies that just weren't quite ready, and so they didn't make it. And maybe next year, when we're talking a year from now, we'll have an answer to that. But perhaps the impact was not quite what we thought it would be going into this year. You know, in the summer, as the strikes were starting and artists were waging a really, you know, fundamental battle for compensation and representation, we wondered whether we would see a downturn in the number of submissions. 17,000. Last year was 15,000, so we're on the upswing for this year. Perhaps the number of films, especially coming from outside this country, were not impacted. Maybe we saw a drop a little bit from the U.S. industry. Although, look, I can give you two examples off the top of my head, and we've talked about this. A film like Didi, which is Sean Wong's film, first-time feature director, artist who's been nurtured and supported by the Sundance Labs, the institute programs that support young artists, was able to get an interim agreement from SAG, so he was able to shoot his film at the end of the summer, edit it quickly, and get it to us in the fall for consideration, invited to competition. A film like Ghostlight from the Chicago area also got an interim agreement late in the year, shot, edited, and got the film to us in time. And by Thanksgiving, we had invited the film to premiere. And those are just two examples of films that will premiere at this year's festival, both tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And it shows us that despite the turmoil and the time that the industry needed to negotiate these agreements, independent filmmakers still found a way to make their work, to get it to us, and will be here at the festival with us.
Fantastic. Well, I can tell you I'm excited. I can tell you other people are excited. I can tell you that the celebrities are excited. I was just at an award show this weekend saying, I'm going to talk to you at Sundance. I'm going to talk to you about this film. I'm going to talk to you about this. And all of them are just telling me about how excited they are to be there and how excited they are to unveil it, you know, and to show the world something they worked on, because, you know, this is their art pieces. Some things you do for money, some things you do for the art. And these are definitely their art pieces too. So I'm excited for my world premieres. I'm excited for my midnight highlights and my documentaries as well. So there's gonna be a lot of great things. But I think when 32 countries come together and put together these kind of projects, I think it's interesting and it excites me for the field of creation of this art. So I can't wait to be on Main Street and be part of this whole world again once more. So Sundance Film Festival gets into full run starting tomorrow. But it will run all the way through. I think we're going through 28th is the final day, correct? But everyone there, if you can't make it in person, some of you are making it to watch one film and then maybe ski a lot. And then a lot of people are out there to enjoy it from start to finish. And then some of you might enjoy it from just the comfort of your couch. Either way, just enjoy the films that are coming because this is where art begins for the year. And I think we're going to see some amazing things.
Derek, I look forward to seeing you here. Travel safe, get that warm coat, watch a lot of movies. Let's talk about them when you get here. And to all your viewers, thanks for tuning in. We hope you'll take a chance, take a risk, and try something. Go in a direction that maybe you wouldn't have expected, and just push play or walk into a theater. Everything we're showing has been curated, intentionally chosen for this moment, and we're just so excited to unveil this year's program.